Hello and welcome to English tutorial session by Wizert. Today's lesson: what are similes and metaphors? While both similes and metaphors are used to make comparisons, similes use the words like or as to compare things. In contrast, metaphors directly state a comparison. Got confused? Don't worry. This will be explained in much detail. Figurative language. Similes and metaphors are two types of figurative language that are used to compare two subjects, highlighting their qualities. Similes use words like or as. For example, she is like an angel. Metaphors say something is something else. For example, she is an angel. Figurative language. Similes and metaphors are both examples of figurative language because the subjects or objects aren't literally the same, but their qualities are similar when you compare them. Let's practice now. Here there are 10 sentences given. You have to find out the similes and metaphors used among these. 1. The faces at the street crossings shine like a row of eggs on a pantry shelf. 2. He overwhelmed the boxer with avalanches of punches. 3. The musicians spun great webs of sound. 4. 100 miles of landscape spread before me like a fan. 5. We were crushed by the hammer of sunlight. 6. Fear fell from us like steel armor. 7. The night is as cold as a sharp sword. 8. Her voice was like water bubbling from a silver jar. 9. Children are the most beautiful flowers of all. 10. There I waited, crouched behind my pointed wall of words. In these sentences, can you find which sentences use simile and which sentences use metaphors? Pause the video and find it out. Here are the answers. 1. The faces at the street crossings shine like a row of eggs on a pantry shelf is a simile because the word like is used here. 2. He overwhelmed the boxer with avalanches of punches is a metaphor. 3. The musicians spun great webs of sound is also a metaphor. 4. 100 miles of landscape spread before me like a fan. The word like is here, so the fourth one is a simile. 5. We were crushed by the hammer of sunlight is of course a metaphor. 6. Fear fell from us like steel armor is simile. 7. The night is as cold as a sharp sword is again a simile because of the word as. 8. Her voice was like water bubbling from a silver jar is again a simile. 9. Children are the most beautiful flowers of all is a metaphor. 10. There I waited, crouched behind my pointed wall of words is a metaphor. Could you distinguish between the similes and metaphors correctly? If you could, then you are thorough with the concept of similes and metaphors. Let us do another exercise using same examples. Here are the 10 sentences given again. In this, find out what are the two things compared in each. Now you know which ones are similes and which ones are metaphors. Your task is to Find out which are the two things conveyed in each sentence. Here are the answers. In the first sentence, the faces at the street crossings shine like a row of eggs on a pantry shelf. Here, the words faces and a row of eggs are compared each other using the word like. Sentence number 2. He overwhelmed the boxer with avalanches of punches. Here, the things compared are avalanches with punches. 3. The musicians spun great webs of sound. Here, making music is compared with spinning webs. 4. 100 miles of landscape spread before me like a fan. Landscape is compared with fan. 5. We were crushed by the hammer of the sunlight. In this sentence, sunlight is compared with hammer. 6. Fear fell from us like steel armor. Here, fear is compared with steel armor. 7. The night is as cold as a sharp sword. The coldness of this night is compared with sword. Her voice was like water bubbling from a silver jar. Here, her voice is compared with the water bubbling. 9. Children are the most beautiful flowers of all. Children are compared with the flowers. 10. There I waited, crouched behind my pointed wall of words. Here, the words are compared with a pointed wall. Hope you understood the concept of similes and metaphors. Just remember one thing. In similes, we use the words like or as. Both the similes and metaphors are used to compare two things, mostly to compare the qualities of two things. They are not literal meaning but figurative meaning. You can find more such informative and entertaining videos at www.wizert.com. Thank you so much for watching this video.